Two of them.
Man, were we in for a treat or what? The 90s sure did spoil us. We can't even get Van Damme in the theaters these days. Back then we had two of them in one movie. Double the action, double the Van Dammage. If you don't like Double Impact, I'm going to let Shad tell you what to do, by the way.
Take your fancy clothes and your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland.
Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this look back at Double Impact. Oh, and make sure to stay till the end, by the way, because I got something fun I want to share with you guys. Van Damme had really hit his stride by the time Double Impact was released. He had just come off of Kickboxer, Lionheart and Death Warrant, a trio of hits that established him as a bona fide action and martial arts star, and he certainly didn't disappoint his now legion of fans by playing dual roles in this one. His popularity was certainly continuing to rise.
We have a term in pop culture for what's happening to you.
What's happening to me?
I want to teach you this.
Okay.
You getting large, baby.
Yeah?
Well, now you have to practice saying that.
Where's the camera? Which one?
Which one, Sandy? Which one you want? That one? Okay.
Yo, I'm getting large, baby.
Yeah.
If you guys think Van Damme's large, make sure to click that like button like he kicks his barrel here. Van Damme actually wanted to play twins to help change his image. He stated, "One of them is violent and the other is not, so the audience can see the contrast in my work. This picture has comedy, romance, a love story, so it's not all action and fighting." I'll admit there is a really great contrast between the two characters Van Damme played.
That is like me in real life. I'm a guy who's very happy. No, honestly, but I love life. I love to talk to people. I love to travel. I love to express myself. Alex is like very to himself. He's like a Charles Bronson from Asia. He was born on the street. He's from the street. They walk differently. They talk a different way. Everything is different. They even fight a different way.
Do you guys like Chad or Alex more, by the way? Comment below. So although Van Damme promoted Double Impact as having comedy and romance, which it did to some degree,
Take over the karate class.
Like this?
it was still primarily an action movie through and through. It wouldn't be much longer though when Van Damme, along with the studio exec from Columbia Pictures and a publicist, helped him make a real effort at shifting gears and gunning for the mainstream non-martial arts style roles with Nowhere to Run. Make sure to check out that video I did on that. I'll link it in the description below. But as far as the story goes in Double Impact, the working title was actually called The Corsican Brothers, and it was an idea that Van Damme came up with because he wanted to play the twin roles like I mentioned. It was even set to take place in France and Corsica. He really got the idea off of the Alexandre Dumas novel of the same name, which told the story of two twin brothers separated at birth and then reuniting later in adulthood. One of the unique things about the book that the film Double Impact does not share whatsoever is that the twins were actually conjoined, and those separated at birth could still feel each other's physical distress. That element would have been really bizarre, by the way, if it carried over to Double Impact. The movie would end up taking place in Hong Kong,
Welcome to Hong Kong.
and essentially be a story of revenge. When the two brothers, Chad and Alex, were 6 months old, their parents were assassinated in a triad mob hit. A family friend and bodyguard of their parents would escape with Chad and raise him in France and then later Los Angeles, pretending to be his uncle, while the family maid was able to escape with Alex, who she dropped off at an orphanage, where he ended up getting raised on the streets of Hong Kong. He kinda got the short end of that stick and still harbors resentment.
Who was there for me? I was on the street alone, huh? Nobody helped me. Nobody helped me.
25 years later, Frank, the family friend and bodyguard who raised Chad, finds out about Alex still living in Hong Kong and reunites the brothers, convincing them that they need to team up and take down the men who assassinated their parents, and in doing so, get their share of the royalties from an underground tunnel connecting Hong Kong to the mainland that their family is entitled to. Speaking of entitled, I think Double Impact's entitled to be in my top 3 Van Damme movies. Number 1 and 2 on my list are Bloodsport and Lionheart respectively. 3 was tough though because I really love Hard Target. But I think I gotta give Double Impact the number 3 spot. Let me know where you guys think this ranks, by the way. But regardless of the ranking though, I'm pretty sure most Van Damme fans would agree that Double Impact is pretty amazing. But why is it so good? Well, Van Damme had nothing but passion and desire at the time to do movies. The money and the fame were a byproduct, and later on Vorwell may have been the primary goal for Van Damme, but that was not the case when Double Impact came out.
Where did you get your determination?
Honest to God?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, in Belgium, we don't have movies. It's
Right.
impossible. Only movies on TV, black and white movies. But my passion for films, I just love movies. If tomorrow, the studio, they're telling me it's $2 to make a movie, I'll do movies.
I just love movies. It's my life, honest to God.
He was living his dream at the time, and lucky for us, making great use of that time. As far as the director goes, it was Sheldon Lettich for this one, and in my opinion, Sheldon Lettich, whom Van Damme is good friends with, has given us the best Van Damme has to offer. He penned the script for Van Damme's breakout performance, Bloodsport, and directed the spectacular Lionheart prior to this. Those all just happen to be in my top 3 movies like I mentioned, and I'll have to do a separate video on Sheldon Lettich in the future. Post-theatrical releases, I'd say Sheldon Lettich definitely gave us some of the better Van Damme straight-to-video films, directing 2001's The Order and 2006's The Hardcore. There was actually a good chance Double Impact could have actually had another director though, one who also worked with Van Damme in the past. Director Albert Pyun was briefly approached by Van Damme in the late 1980s when the project was still called the Corsican Brothers. Pyun said on his Facebook page in 2012 that the last time I've spoken with Jean-Claude Van Damme was on the roof of a building across the street from Cannon on Wilshire Boulevard. Jean-Claude Van Damme wanted to talk in private, and he told me the story he wanted to do for his next film called The Corsican Brothers, which of course became Double Impact. Jean-Claude Van Damme asked if I would want to direct it for him. The whole idea of 2 Jean-Claude Van Damme seemed a bit far-fetched, and I did not commit either way, but told him I had reservations about how the twins idea would work. I told him I thought he should keep moving in the direction of a pure action star and leave the gimmick movies behind. Haven't seen or talked to him since directly. Now, Albert Pyun directed Van Damme in Cyborg, by the way. Make sure to check out the origin on how that project came into fruition in the video that I did on that. I'll link it in the description below. On working with Van Damme, Sheldon Lettich says, with Van Damme there was usually a lot more discussion between ourselves before we shot the scenes, and many times there were further discussions and changes in the midst of filming a scene. The 2 men really collaborate great together in my opinion and seem to be on the same sheet of music. In fact, both men share credit for the Double Impact screenplay, so you could say this film is really their baby. Speaking of credits, Van Damme really got his hands all over this one, and in doing so left his mark. He's got a co-producing credit, co-screenwriting credit, and fight choreography credit as well. As far as the fights go, it's a typical vintage Van Damme style, taking the less is more approach and really doing a great job at emphasizing the impact of each move. For example, it doesn't take more than 1 kick apiece to take out each one of these bodyguards. Another thing I really love about Van Damme's fight scenes are the use of multiple angles as well as slow motion. I personally don't think anyone looks better fighting on screen before or since these vintage Van Damme movies came out. Van Damme said in an interview, "When I fight on screen, I blend dancing and fighting. Grace plus power is very nice." He's also referred to himself as the, quote, Fred Astaire of karate. As far as the action goes overall, this movie definitely does not disappoint. There are chases, shootouts, and explosions galore. A lot of the gunfights actually remind me of John Woo, as we have a dual pistol-wielding Van Damme embroiled in slow-motion shootouts. Double Impact is filled with several of what I like to call "how cool is that" moments, such as his kip up with 2 guns, the way he tells this guy to get off the boat, that guy looks familiar, by the way. The scene where he offs this guy then runs towards a camera in slow motion. And let's not forget this, when he tosses a guy his gun to throw him off guard and promptly lands a hook kick and then a side kick to the face. Why? Because kicking a guy in the face is way cooler than just shooting him. This movie just oozes style. That whole fight with Bolo at the end even gave us some of that Bloodsport magic. And now for a who did it better moment. We have Van Damme here doing a barrel roll on the ground shooting baddies, and here we have Dolph Lundgren performing a similar move in Showdown in Little Tokyo. Who do you guys think did it better? Comment below. As far as the co-stars in Double Impact, there are definitely some notable ones here. The one that sticks out the most would be someone we just talked about, Bolo from Bloodsport, played by martial arts legend Mr. Bolo Yeung. Due to a strong friendship formed between the 2 actors on the set of Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme wanted no one but Bolo Yeung to play the lead villain in this movie. We also had excellent and well-known character actor Jeffrey Lewis, who played Frank, the guy that raised Chad. Director Sheldon Lettich would work with him again a couple of years after Double Impact in the Mark Dacascos martial arts classic Only the Strong. 6-time Ms Olympia Cory Everson played Cara, one of the main villain's bodyguards. Here's a fun fact, by the way. Van Damme's wife, Gladys Portuguese, actually competed against Cory Everson in the Ms Olympia competition. When Cory Everson won the competition in 1984 and 1985, Gladys placed 7th and 8th respectively. It was also pretty cool to see Van Damme and Cory Everson appear on the cover of Muscle and Fitness together, as that was a great way to get some cross-promotion going. Philip Chan played Raymond Zhang, who was Bolo's boss in the movie. You might actually recognize him from Bloodsport, as he played Captain Chen. He's been in a ton of movies overall, like Hardboiled with Chow Yun-fat and Super Cop with Jackie Chan, just to name a few. Alana Shaw played Alex's girlfriend. She was a model prior to becoming an actress. She didn't end up doing a whole lot of other work as an actress, and I haven't seen her in anything else. I believe she's a writer these days. Martial arts expert and stunt coordinator Peter Mulata played the guy with the spurs on his boots and became friends with Van Damme and appeared in several other Van Damme films after Double Impact, such as A Prisoner, Nowhere to Run, The Spanish Fighter in The Quest, and a character called Amnon in the Sheldon Lettich directed film The Order. Peter Mulata would also make his directorial debut with the 2017 Van Damme movie Kill 'Em All. I actually still need to see that. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have and if it's any good. As far as accolades go, in the 2004 French film Narco, the character Lenny argues whether Double Impact is the best Van Damme movie. So I can only surmise people love this movie in France as much as we do in America, and you likely wherever you are in the world. During the 1992 MTV Movie Awards, Jean-Claude Van Damme was nominated for Best Male Performance for this film. Box office-wise, Double Impact grossed $30 million domestically on a $15 million budget, $600,000 of which was Van Damme's salary. I'm not sure what it did internationally, but probably fair to say it was pretty successful. As far as critics go, Roger Ebert said, "Because the martial arts genre has so much success recently, its stars are condemned to play only leading men. Van Damme and Seagal are always at the center of their plots. That will hurt their careers in the long run, since martial arts movies are limited by their formulas, and the heroes are supplied with almost ritualistic plot patterns. Since Seagal seems to have more talent than any of his movies have been able to use, and Van Damme also has possibilities, it's too bad the marketplace won't let them play supporting roles in more ambitious movies. They would make splendid villains." You know, Ebert was definitely onto something, but that something would take roughly 20 years to finally play out. In 2012, Van Damme played the splendid villain supporting role in a more ambitious movie, The Expendables 2. In it, we had an amazing fight between him and Sylvester Stallone. But as far as Double Impact goes, Chad and Alex were just really fun characters to watch. Oh yeah, at the beginning of the video, I told you I had something fun to share at the end. Here's a time I tried to be like Alex in Double Impact.
Not do this the hard way. I'm gonna. Too old for this nonsense. Am I still under arrest? What the hell's going on here? You're gonna tell us right.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, as I'll be putting out a lot more Van Damme content in the future and other cool stuff too.